Vibes of Cosmos, book number 6, pages 86 and 87, outer fields. Let's read. Awesome stuff. Look at the Earth, awesome, and the moon and the sun, X-ray moon and X-ray sun, ionized frequencies. Let's start from the beginning. Above layers. Above the ionosphere, from 800 kilometers and above, which is a high distance because NASA said we cannot leave low Earth orbit, which is approximately 100 and so kilometers. So we meet the exosphere, that is the boundary of the ionosphere or ionosphere with the outer etheric field. The vortices of ionized, very important, ionized gases and hydrogen are replaced as we ascend with the fifth element of matter, which is the ether, which until the 1920s it was science, which the higher we ascend, the more it has the etheric cosmic spin orbit. Now, comets' altitude from 2,500 kilometers and above, we have the formation of comets, generated clouds of volatile gases that came from the surface or interior of the Earth, and after condensing, they entered the etheric field and acquired the rotational orbit at its lowest levels, deprived of oxygen. The ionization and fire of these concentrated dry vapors is slowly extinguished and the meteor gradually disappears. Stars, sun and moon altitude. Around 4 to 5 kilometers, there is the level of imprinting of the stars, for 4 to 5 kilometers upwards. While at about 5.5 kilometers, we find the sun and the moon as conical cosmic reflections and refractions, so both reflection and refraction of the gamma and X-rays respectively. So the sun is gamma and the moon is X. The disk of the sun shows the cosmic radiation generated from below to above. So the disk of the sun shows the cosmic radiation generated from below to above, while on the moon, the X-ray from the background interfering from the source, the black sun. Stars imprint. The imprinting of the stars in the etheric field at their imprinting level is done by not an insult, but an influx from below. Due to the direct radiation, it's a radiation that passes from the source, which is the black sun below, through the holes of the background of the Earth. So below the Earth, we have the black sun, which is a source of electromagnetism. That source of electromagnetic energy comes from below upwards. It goes through the holes of the background of the Earth and imprints the stars in the sky, in the etheric field. That is why their printing is analog, giving us the opportunity in the evening sky to see a piece of the Earth's map analog approximately with a radius of 5,000 kilometers. Fascinating how easy Vibes of Cosmos explains. Sun and moon imprints, the imprints in the sky. The imprint of the sun and the moon are focused. They are imprinted in the etheric field on their own plane, level higher up, with an influx of energy from above. I think that's a mistake there. I think it's from the energy comes from below. Above we have the separation, refraction of the spectrum of the ionizing frequencies and the downward conical focusing with movement proportional to the frequencies. Okay, we have to see the map in the previous books to understand this. When you have the refraction and refraction, so the sun and the moon are imprinted, but it's a reflection of conical shape form, which then gets reflected back. It's very easy to understand once you see the diagram and the schematics in the first book. This, of course, had previously been caused by the generated radiation or frequencies of the black sun from below upwards. Like I said, so the energy of the black sun comes from below, impacts the field of ether, so the etheric field above, and that's where you have the reflections and refractions. No stars in high altitude. You see why the astronauts were saying, oh, we didn't see any stars. If you've observed videos or daytime images from very high altitudes from camera balloons looking up, you cannot see the stars, but it still looks black. So you can't see the stars, but still looks black. This happens because the sun is accompanied by a spherical field of an electromagnetic nature. The sphere is the electromagnetism, not solid land or curved water, the electromagnetic nature. The existence of the sun's electromagnetic field neutralizes the reason for the existence of the stars in the places where the sun's field acts. That's why you don't see the stars. It's neutralized by the existence of the electromagnetic force of the sun. Also, further down, it creates ionization in the noble gases and creates daylight in the lower levels of the ionosphere, again bounded by the end of the field. So no matter how high we go during the day, we are not going to see the stars because they are neutralized by the sun's field, except these that they are inside the disk of the sun, as we will see. When they're inside the disk of the sun, not inside per se, but you have the same imprint as the disk of the sun, that's when you can see them. On the contrary, at night, the stars can be seen from the level of the earth because the sun presence. So for those who live on the earth when the sun is not there, because the sun is moving away towards the distance, that's because the sun is not present. So then you can see the stars, which are always imprinted, but the sunlight is what neutralizes them. Along with the sun, the daylight in the ionosphere, the blue of the sky ending in yellow, orange, pink colors that correspond to the corresponding noble gases. It's in the interaction of the noble gases with the electromagnetic field. That's why we have all the colors, the very simple science. And naturally, the application of the sun's field also leaves with it, and the stars slowly appear. So the sun goes away, it's called perspective, and it moves into the distance, and because of the light moving away, then you see the stars, which are always there, but you can't see them because of the light of the sun. The stars, of course, at night, where the sun's field does not apply to the area in question, can also be seen from above. And I hope that makes sense. Ionized frequencies, oh yeah, the X-ray moon. So the moon, like an X-ray, of the background of the Earth, offers us the image of the wider Earth, revealing the continents, the oceans, the greatest depths, and a multitude of other geological, physical, and meteorological elements. The black sun comes from below, goes above, imprints through the holes of the Earth, and you have the sky, the map. Extended that's the extended. So that's when you extend the map, which is a focused energy, it's focused in a circle, so you extend it in a rectangular form to see the map. And the sun acts as a pilot source of electromagnetic energy, neutralizing the star print layer where it acts, causing the lower neighboring layers of the ionosphere to catch fire, that is, to ionize. So the fire element is the scientific term of ionization, ionize, and gives us daylight. When the sun moves away from above, from the whole area, they are extinguished, and the neighboring ones are ionized. So in this way, the daylight travels with the sun one level below, at the level of the ionosphere. This daylight is below the layer where the stars are captured, so where there is starlight, it is neutralized. So you can't have stars and day at the same time because they neutralize each other. When the ionization of the noble gases in the ionosphere stops, then the blue sky fades, and we can see the layer of stars above. As we will see inside the disk of the sun, there is a neutralization of the daylight, and so there we can see the layer of stars to the sun, something we call sunspots. So the sunspots are the stars. We see the stars which are imprinted, and we can see them because there is a neutralization of the daylight. The daylight is not active anymore in the area of the sun, and that's how you can see it. That's why we call them sunspots. Very simple to understand. Of course, it's even easier if you read the other books. But everything is scientific, and of course, you have the scale. So water or land, the ground level, daylight, comets, stars, sun and moon, and outer fields. And very simple. It's like layers above us. And that's why we see the sun in the clouds, because we have the sun at approximately 4 to 5 kilometers, also moving when it's interaction with the noble gases and with everything else. So see you in the next video.